Okay, tonight we're visiting our good friends at Escargots Garden in West Creek, New Jersey.
And we're going to be speaking with the executive chef. That would be Chef Geoff Johnson.
And we'll see you inside.
See you inside.
Hi, hello, welcome.
Hi, I'm Andrea.
I'm Jeff.
A pleasure to meet you, Jeff.
You.
This is terrific.
Welcome to Escargots Garden.
Thank you. We're great to be here.
We're excited to have you, and we have a nice little tasting for you for this evening. So if you follow me, we'll get you right started.
Pleasure. As we follow the chef back to our tasting station, we take the opportunity to look at this beautifully appointed dining room. The dining room is set. We're there early, so there's really no one else there yet. There is also a party room if you wanted to have a private dinner. And as you can see, we come back to where the chef's tasting area is. We look into the kitchen, and it's absolutely a beautiful setting for us. There goes the chef. We decide to munch on a little bit of bread, and before you know it, we have an opportunity to sit down and meet the chef.
Okay, we're here at Escargots Garden, and we're with my good friend, Chef Geoff Johnson. Jeff, first thing we want to find out, we want to get up close and personal before we taste your great food. Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit of the history behind Jeff, and then something about, a little bit about the inspiration of this restaurant.
Well, a little of the history behind me is started doing this when I was 15. Never enjoyed doing it. And then I learned to enjoy doing it and loving it, and worked my way through the years over a bunch of different restaurants, a lot of reading, looking through a lot of different books, seeing different things, teaching myself. When I was in high school, my parents got me the culinary education, or the Culinary Institute of America's textbook for Christmas. I was in 10th grade, so I read that, and every restaurant I've was working at, be it a dishwasher, prep person, a line cook, whatever, I would always go through some things and make every kitchen that I worked in my own little testing ground, teaching myself how to make a béarnaise or a hollandaise or any of the mother sauces, the things of that nature. And then just kept reading and asking a lot of questions and working with a lot of great chefs. And my mentor, rest his soul, he gave me all of his education from the CIA, and I read all of his books and notes front to back and rewrote all of his notes, and had a good foundation to start culinary school, which I never finished.
That makes two of us.
Yeah, so and I had my first restaurant when I was 21 and closed that, bounced around, and luckily I found my way to Cape May. I was in Cape May for 8 years with my own restaurant down there, and came back up when after Hurricane Sandy closed, and came up here, and I've been here at the garden for 5 years.
Now let me ask you something, being that, I do know you and stuff, and I know what a passionate chef you are. What inspired you to become a chef? What inspired you to cook?
I never liked cooking growing up. Never liked it. I never enjoyed it. Well, I learned that I was good at it, and that I enjoy it. It just something clicked.
Well, this is something that I'm going to add to it, because I do know you well, and I know your bio. Mm-hmm. It was grandma, right?
Yeah.
Because I know we have such a typical background. My mom, inspired me, and that's where you'll really get to understand this chef. He cooks from the heart. It's a little saying that we mm-hmm. grew up with. It's from our hearts to our hands to the customer, mm-hmm. and that's what Jeff's all about.
Yeah, watching my grandmother, my mother, Italian background, making the raviolis, which I hated doing. I still hate to this day. My mom will school me any day of the week. Any day that ends in a Y, she'll destroy it. She'll kill it. But just watching them, and just being around it and seeing the sauces and all of the different things and the gatherings and the way people enjoy what you do.
A Renaissance chef. Tell me.
A Renaissance chef? Are you calling me a Renaissance
Yes,
chef?
that's-
I don't know if I would be called a Renaissance chef.
Never argue with that. That's a great thing to be called.
I'm very humble, so I
he
don't.
is.
I just play with food. I was always told never play with your food. And that's what I do. I play with my food, and I try to incorporate different things and techniques and introduce different things to the guests when they come in. Like at the restaurant here, you're not going to find half of the stuff in the local area that I'm doing.
Yeah.
You know, between the game meats and the fish that I have flown in from all over the world, or the, specific grades of proteins and the different animals and fish and produce and things that I use. So, I guess it would be Renaissance, but I'm not reinventing the wheel either.
No, but you know what? You kind of are with certain things, because I sit there and I see some of the stuff you put out, and it's every time I see it, I always am humbled to know that I've shared the same kitchen with you.
Mm-hmm.
And believe it or not, we've rubbed shoulders, and you've taught me a lot.
And likewise,
I still own one of your recipes, the bada bing calamari. It's become mine. It's on quite a few of my shows.
That's fine.
But a little bit of things that I'm proud of. You know, the way you grew up the same way I did, with the love and passion of what we do. Even though we don't like doing it all the time, we do it. You know, we do it from our hearts.
Sure.
And you've been on a premiere episode of Bravo, Rocco DeSpirito's dinner party.
Yes.
I had the privilege of seeing it, and I loved it.
That was fun. That was a good time. I was very disappointed that I lost.
Well, you know what?
But
it's vintage Jeff, though. If anybody gets the opportunity to see that, it's amazing. And then you also were on Beat Bobby Flay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this is our local celebrity here. Guys, everyone that hears this, you're going to see his product in a little bit. But this man is one of the best chefs, I'm going to say, from Monmouth down to Cape May, and worth every pound in gold of what you do. Now, a little bit about this place. I know there's a sister place also.
Yes, there is. Rick purchased this 6 years ago. This is my 5th year here. In fact, we're almost on the anniversary day of when I started. So I've been here for 5 years. Rick has owned it, and the Schmid family's owned it for 6. And they also own the Dutchman's, which is on Long Beach Island. And it needed some structural work, so they removed it from the pilings into the parking lot, and they had to replace all the pilings, and it's being moved back onto the pilings and is going to be renovated and made bigger and better. And just had some hiccups with COVID and supply chain and everything else, and so it's a slower process than they're hoping for, but it's the wheels are still in motion with it.
Good.
And we're hoping within the next couple of years, when everything kind of gets back to normal, more normal.
And I remember us talking about it. That's a little bit more of a German infusion, right?
Yes, Dutchman's is a German restaurant. It's old school German, and I do some of the recipes here. And then I also do the Oktoberfest in October for Oktoberfest, and I tweak and modify German fare, because at the end of the day, it's pretty boring. You know, there's no color. It's potatoes, meat, and cabbage. So Rick and Bob have given me the liberty and the reins to play with it, have fun with it, and I've taken the typical German fare and just tweaked it and added color and life and introduced different things and techniques to the German dishes that I'm going to translate over to the Dutchman's when the time is right.
It's fantastic being here, and I'm glad to have you as one of our featured chefs on What's Cooking. And from here on in, we're going to start seeing a little bit of a tasting menu that you're going to put together for us, and you'll let us know as you come. Let all the folks know what we're trying.
What each course is. Yep.
All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Jeff.
you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Our first course is Seared Day Boat Viking Village Scallop, roasted plum, and jalapeno port reduction. And as soon as we're done here, you can see that we've got another view right into the kitchen. We're watching Chef Geoff prepare our second course. And because we're seated at the chef's table, we have this marvelous view right into the kitchen, which is a most unique experience. Tell us what it is.
And what we have for your second course is chilled tagliolini of truffle with a truffled pesto escargot
Wow.
on herb oil.
Smells and looks great.
Looks gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you.
Seared Debo Viking Village scallop with seared plum, a port reduction, and a jalapeno maple. Enjoy.
I knew that. Big eye tuna.
Is ringtail Spanish redfish, hand seared, with avocado and pickled carrot. Enjoy.
Thank you, sir.
And here's another opportunity for us to watch Chef Geoff as he's preparing our 5th course, which is going to be the meat course. And it looks like we're not the only ones watching. Would you describe it?
For your 6th course? 5th or 6th, whatever it is. Wagyu Bavette, which is prepared a happy medium. It's grilled and sliced with a whole grain mustard sauce, a puree of butternut and tomato, butternut squash and tomato, with pretzel fried onion rings. Enjoy.
Close. Apple pie.
I use that term loosely. It's spun apple, baked with cinnamon and sugar like an apple pie, and the crust is a cherry pomegranate Pop-Tart.
I knew it. It's a pop tart right there.
Yep, vanilla ice cream and macerated pomegranate arrows. And spun sugar garnish. Enjoy.
Looks beautiful. Okay, it was a wonderful, wonderful evening. 6 courses, one better than the other.
Great.
Jeff, if there's one thing you'd like to leave the audience with, one thought, what would that be?
That thought would be the idea with these tasting dinners is to have an experience versus just eating. Because you can go anywhere and eat.
Yes.
But here at the garden, I try to provide a dining experience for everyone.
Which you have.
Thank you.
It really was an experience,
Thank you.
a unique situation tonight. Really wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well done, Chef.
Thank you.
And
Much
these will
appreciated.
be starting on Wednesday evenings?
These tasting dinners are going to start on Wednesdays. You have to call them in advance to reserve. They're going to be presented here at the chef's table. Minimum of 6 guests would be the minimum. 6 or more, the more the merrier. And then also, in addition to that, I'm going to be starting chef demonstration dinners with other local chefs and friends of mine to come in once or twice a month, just to keep people busy because it gets a little stale in the off season. So I try to do these dinners and demonstration dinners as often as I can to keep everyone active. So,
Sounds great. We really had a great time tonight.
thank you, as did I. I enjoyed everything.
And we look forward to seeing you maybe on Secret Kitchens with our sister show that we have, maybe with a secret recipe or something that you'll share with the public.
That's fine. It'll have to be a secret.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
Wonderful evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bravo, man. Okay, this was a great evening.
Yeah, we just finished having, what, a 6-course?
Yeah, it was 6 or 7 course meal
Where are you? There you
tasting menu, and I highly recommend it to anyone that sees this. This is definitely a destination restaurant.
Yes.
It's definitely a restaurant that you're going to get what you pay for, and it will definitely be an experience.
And I think that's the big deal here. It wasn't just a meal, it was an experience. And we just loved it. We really did. We enjoyed every moment. I don't even know which course I loved more.
It was like a crescendo. It was one better than the other.
Everything was extraordinary. You got to come. It is a destination restaurant.
Yes. Once again,
Worth it.
Ott's Good Earth Garden in West Creek, New Jersey.
And we'll put all the info in the description of the video, so you don't have to worry about it. You'll be able to find it. Definitely give it a try. The chef is extraordinary. The meal is extraordinary. You're going to love it.
Stay tuned for our next episode and see where we're going to go next.
Thanks for watching What's Cooking Jersey Shore.